Well, hello, Longhorn. My name is Amar. I'm one of the assistant principals for student affairs. And if your last name is between COS and HA, I am your assistant principal. So if you need any help, anything, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. You can email me, you can send me an EDSB message, you can send me a message on Canvas, whatever best way for you to do, I'm available for you. So today I'm going to go over the different procedures that we have here at Leonard. So pretty much we're going to be talking about entry and exit area, arrival procedures, dismissal procedures, bus procedures, passing, the traffic flow, and then for the breakfast and lunch, and parking, and then for the students that are leaving early, and for some of the ISS. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the entry and exit area. So this year we only have two ways you can enter the school. The first one is through student affairs, and the second one is through that little breezeway between the cafeteria and the 600 building. So the breezeway between the cafeteria and the 600 building will be only for the students riding the bus. If you're riding the bus, you're going to get off the bus, and that's how you're going to go. You're going to go through there, and then if you're going to get breakfast, or through the hallways or through the classrooms. The second one is for every other student, whether you're a walker, bike riders, if you get dropped off, or if you drive a car, you're going to go through student affairs. So the walkers that are coming from Shell Points, bike riders, has to go all the way around. They cannot go through the bus gates. They have to go all the way around and come through student affairs to enter the school. Just remember, only two entry and exit areas. The second one, we're going to talk about arrival procedures. So same thing, you're going to go through the one of those gates. We will have some breakfast carts out there ready for you. And then if you need to get a breakfast, you can get a breakfast from there, and then head on your way. So keep in mind, face covering is required at all the times. Before you even get on the bus, you are required to wear a mask. You stay with your mask on the bus, and as you get off of the bus, you always have to have that mask on. And also make sure you practice social distance, 6 feet away. So you always have to have that 6 feet away between you and somebody else. Bus drivers and attendant will provide students with masks. If you don't have a mask, they'll give you a mask, and also they will remind you with the procedures and the guidelines. They will direct you to sanitize stations where you have to use the hand sanitizers. So what we're asking you is to make sure you listen to the adults. Bus drivers have some specific information on how to deal with the guidelines. So please make sure you follow their guidelines. If they ask you to use the hand sanitizer, just use it. If they give you a mask, ask you to put a mask on, just put a mask on. We're not here to argue. Just do it and follow the directions. Again, you can always, if you have any questions or anything, you can reach to one of us at Student Affairs and just ask us, and we'll be more than happy to help you. As far as dismissal procedures, the dismissal procedures is going to be different this year, where we are going to be staggering dismissal. Keep in mind, the bell does not dismiss you. The teacher dismisses you. So even if you hear the bell, you have to wait for the directions from the teachers to dismiss you. We're talking about at the end of the 8th period for dismissal. So what we're doing this year is we're dismissing all the seniors first. We're going to give the seniors a couple minutes to get dismissed and go on their way. And then after that, we'll dismiss by building. So we're going to get on the intercom, and we're going to call building by building. When you hear your building, you can exit at that time. So what we're asking you is to, once that dismissal time comes, be quiet, and then just make sure you listen to the announcement. And once you hear your building is ready to exit, then you can do that. And then also after you get dismissed, you have, before students used to go to the to go and hang out with the friends, wait for friends and so on. We're not doing that anymore. So once that bell rings and it's dismissal time, if you're a bus rider, you're gonna go automatically to the bus. If you're a walker, you're gonna go automatically and walk and then go outside of the building. So we are asking all of the students not to hang out, not to wait, to immediately leave campus once the dismissal. So leave campus immediately. If you are part of a club, if we have clubs or athletics, so keep in mind, everything is subject to change. So Just make sure you follow the announcement. If you have sports and you have a sport meet or something, so you're going to go directly to whatever your coach is asking you to do. If their coach is asking you to meet them in a locker room or in one of the classrooms, that's where you should be going straight. No waiting outside for friends, no pausing or anything. No students will be permitted to sit on a planter and wait. You just have to go and wait. If you are a car riders and you have many other people that rides with you, then you're going to go to your car and then sit in the car, and then they can wait for you in the car. Bus room procedures. So you must have to have a mask at all times. Follow the safety procedures. Ride only your designated bus. Remain seated at all times facing forward. Do not throw objects on the bus or out of the window. No inappropriate behavior. Keep in mind, it is a privilege to ride the bus, and there are some consequences. There are times where you might have to miss the bus or you to lose this privilege because of some type of behavior. We are confident that none of these issues is going to happen. We believe in you to do the right thing, to listen to the adults, and to follow all the guidelines. Together, we're going to make sure we do everything right. Passing periods. Again, as when you hear the bell and you go from first to second, second to third, we have 4 to 5 minutes to pass those classes. What we're asking you to do is, once you hear the bell, immediately leave and go to the next classroom. You're not waiting for friends. You're not sitting. You're not hanging out. None of that happens. Directly, you're going to follow the pattern. I'm going to go over the pattern, how we're going to do the patterns, and go to the next period. There are going to be adults assigned in all areas to guide you if you need help. One thing is for sure, we do not want you to stand anywhere and wait for a friend, because that will hold on the traffic and hold other people's, and we don't want that. So you're just going to go with the flow, just like how cars are. They just flow. If you have any question, you can always ask us. Definitely, 100%, we're not sitting on the planners and then just hanging out between periods. So for the traffic flow, we're gonna go to the right. So every time you leave a classroom, you go straight to the right. So this slide right here, it shows you upstairs. This is the upstairs, the 300, the 500 building. You get out of the classroom, you're going to go to the right. You go all the way to the right. If you're going to go from the 300 to the 400, you can, that first bridge, you can go right through the bridge. So your teacher will show you the slide and will walk you through the flow and how the flow goes. The only areas where we're going to have double lines is outside of the 300 going towards the student affairs office, and on the other side of the 600 building, where if you are in the 300, you're going to go this way. You're going to go straight to the right and hit on there. The next one is the bottom floor. The same concept. You're always going to the right side, to the right side. So if you are going to the portables, so what we're asking you to do is you're going to the right. Once you get to the 1700 building, we want you to go around, behind the 1700 building. If you go into the portables, you go in behind the 1700 building to go to the portables. If you are in the portables, you can just exit and go towards the cafeteria, and that's where the flow goes to go to any of the buildings. If you're in the back side of the 600 building, we're asking you to always go to the right. So let's say you are in driver's ed, and then you want to go to the 300 building. So what you need to do is you're going to exit to the right, and you're going to go through the stairs on the back side by the cafeteria, go up, and that's where you're going to go again on the right. You follow the pattern. You are not to go left. That's not what we're asking you to do. Stairway flows. So odd buildings, the stairs that are by the 300 and the 500 building are for students that are going up. The stairs that are between the 400 and 600 building are only for the students to go down. The backside of the 600 buildings to go up, and then, yeah. So for breakfast, it's going to be carts all around the campus, so you can just grab your breakfast and go, and you can eat anywhere as long as you maintain that 6 feet distance. What we're asking you to do is when you finish eating, please don't just throw the trash outside. We're going to have garbage cans everywhere. Let's keep our campus clean. So throw all of your garbage in the trash cans. Inside the cafeteria, you will have signs on where to sit and where not to sit. Just follow those guidelines. And we have plenty of staff inside the cafeteria to guide you on where to sit and where to follow the lines. So keep in mind, the administration will always keep those announcements to tell you to make sure you're not sharing food, you're not sharing items, and then you're not passing out food, and then you're maintaining the social distance. You're maintaining. You can take obviously the face mask when you're eating, but right after, as soon as you finish eating, you make sure you have to put that mask on again. Be respectful to the lunch ladies. Be patient with us. Be respectful to everybody else. We know this is not an easy times. We're going to do our best, and together we will make sure that this is going to get done and everybody's going to go home happy. So for seating and for breakfast and lunch arrangement, just make sure you follow the signs. Make sure you follow where it tells you to sit, and then follow the directions of the adults. For sign-in and sign-out procedures, to sign-ins, again, we have those two locations. If the bell rings at 8:40, that's it. All gates are closed. The only entrance area will be the main office. You have to go and you have to sign in. And as you sign in, we're going to make sure we have our masks on, and also we are socially distanced. Late students have to go through the main office and has to sign in with one of our secretaries. Sign out. Parents will come in and sign you out again at the main office. We'll get you that pass to come in, and then once you come in, you're gonna enter through the main office and then exit, and your parents will be waiting for you at your car. Parking, very important. So parking, Mr. Omar, I am in charge of the parking, so we're asking all the students to purchase the new decal every year. We don't have them as of now yet. I will make that announcement once we have them for you to come and purchase one. They are $20. So this year we're going to make sure that every car that is parked in our student parking has to have one of these decals. So students violating any of the park regulations will subject to a parking fine of $20. And that's very important. Make sure you have a valid driver license, registration, insurance, and a parent signature. If you miss 15 unexcused if you have 15 unexcused absences within a 90-day period, your license will be suspended. Keep in mind, for unexcused sign-in per 9 weeks, your decal will be removed and you won't be allowed to park in our parking. Mr. Omar is in charge of that. If you have any questions with the parking, just reach out to Mr. Omar. Student leaving early. So we have HCC students, OJT students, dual enrolled students that leave early. All of the students have to leave through the student affair gate. We'll have somebody out there to sign all the students. That's the only exit out. You're not exiting through the gates that are in between the Longhorn or the Gym Breezeway. 100%, nobody's allowed to exit those doors. Nobody's allowed to open those doors. The only exit is through those the main office. So if you are in OJT, you have to check with Miss Lanes to exit. You have to stay the whole period of lunch. So if you, let's say you have 6-period lunch and then 7 and 8-period HCC classes. So you have to stay the whole 6th period and then leave at the end of the 6th period, beginning of 7th period. Mr. Notitis and myself will have a waiver if you want to leave during your lunch period. So we have waiver for you to give to your parents to sign, and that's the only way you can exit. Students, we are not allowing, it has always been, you're not allowed to get on your car, go get lunch somewhere, and then come back on campus. That's not something we do. Just make sure the only way you can leave this building is if your parents sign you out. ISS procedures. So ISS this year is going to be in the 412. It's in the bottom 400 building. We're asking you that there's no food or drinks in there, no talking, there's no card, no electronics, no sleeping, no passes, no hoodies. Just stay seated and then make sure you do your work. We are hoping that we have no students in ISS this year. Just follow the directions. We're here to help you answer all your questions. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you.